We're going to take a look at this example here of finding the surface area of a composite shape. And particularly, we're going to look at one that has just rectangular prisms in it and a bunch of rectangular prisms. So let's look at this box here. It's kind of I guess maybe three boxes in one, you could say. Each of the boxes is 20 by 20 by 60. That's centimeters. And so we want to try to figure out what is the surface area of the entire shape. Now, when we're solving for surface area of a composite shape, it's important to find all of the sides and the areas of all the sides and then add them together. Sometimes we can find little tricks or maybe hacks to try to come up with an area that is similar to something else, and we can multiply it by 2 or by 3 or by 4, depending on how many we have. So if we look at this shape here, you might notice that we have these three parts. Now I've kind of labeled them, they're pretty kind of hidden in there a little bit, but those three squares are all 20 by 20 squares. So if we find one of those squares, well, we can multiply it by, in this case, 3 to get all three of those squares. If we think about it a little bit, we also know that there's these three squares on the other side that are actually identical. So there are 6 squares which all are a 20 by 20 square. Now, a 20 by 20 square, we're going to use this formula right here, 20 times 20, and then we're going to multiply that by 6, and it's going to give us our entire surface area for those 6 squares. All right, that's one part. And that covers actually a lot of our surface area for this shape, or at least a lot of the calculation parts. Now, we can also look and say, well, look here, we have these 4 pieces right here that are all a 20 by 60. Sweet, that gives us even more that we can use. But we also know that there are the ones in the back, so that one, that one, that one, and the ones on the bottom as well that are also the same size. All 8 of those are going to be a 20 by 60 rectangle. Perfect. Solve for 1, 20 times 60, and then multiply that by 8 to come up with a total for all 8 of those. Now that we have all of those sides done, we need to look, is there any other sides that we need to find, or do we need to subtract anything off? In this case, no. We've found all sides, all of the sides that we need. Now all we need to do is add them both together to come up with our total. Okay, it comes up with a total of 12,000 square centimeters. If you want to give this one a shot and see if you get that same value, okay, go for it, try it out. But that's how we can solve this